Hello, everyone, and welcome to Harv's World for episode 3 of Dalton Valley Farm. We are back on the farm and looking over this field of lucerne that I planted. You saw me start that at the end of last episode. Got it done, and it's already growing. Quick order of business, though. I want to welcome to the channel subscribers Rob Doro, Max Arpo, and Martha Wilson. So good to have you along. I hope you're enjoying the content. Look forward to much more. Okay, so again, lucerne is growing already. We need to get another coat of fertilizer on here. And something I realized as I was checking back in, I told you that these were going to be 6-day seasons, and I'd swear that I set it to 6-day seasons, but we are on 3-day seasons. Thought about shifting it back to 6, but I think we're going to stick with 3 and see how it goes. I think 3 is probably going to do us reasonably well. If I need to slow down time occasionally, then I'll do that, but we're going to try to stick to 5 times speed, and we're going to stay on 3-day seasons unless it just becomes unmanageable, and we can always change it back to 6 if we need to. So no harm, no foul. So with that said, let's take a look at our seasons menu and our planting windows now. We were going to have to wait a couple days to get canola in the ground, and we might still have to wait another day because right now the ground temperature is not sufficient for canola yet. So I was hoping we could get planting, but as long as this number is blue, no planting allowed. So with that said, today we're going to be focusing on animals and probably some contracts. So first things first, I think the store should be open by now. And we're going to run down there. And pick up a couple things. Actually, one big thing. There's just one thing that I really want at this point, and I'm sure we're going to need it frequently. So I'm just going to grab that right now. It's going to be something to handle bales with. Now we've got a few bales, and we're going to use those bales to start off with our goats. Today we are going to get goats. We're going to get started on goats. I'm really interested to see how goats function because they're not one of the traditional animals in Farming Simulator, and you know that seasons changes the way animals are affected, or just changes animals in general within the game. So I'm curious about how goats function in relation to seasons also. I hadn't really seen any documentation about that in the map description. So we're going to start with some goats. We're going to find out what we can do with those. And what time does our store open? 15 minutes. Well, that doesn't mean we can't shop from the menu. So let's look at the menu. I'm thinking a skid steer, something reasonably priced. $74 horsepower. I don't know. 61. What are these? They're all 71. Okay. Well, I haven't tried the New Holland before, so let's give that a shot. And I think this is going to be needed frequently, so I am just going to buy that outright. And then we're going to need some tools to put on the front of that. Now, as bale handlers go, you know, I still find the big bag handler works just as well with bales as anything else. Yeah, we're definitely going with the big bag handler. The strapping big bag handler. And then I need a trailer to get this home. So let's see what we've got for trailers. Oh. That's not going to do. Not with our little tractor. Let's hope we can lease this little... maybe not. What are these I-4s? They don't really have much in the way of ramps. Or is that a ramp that will come out? Or, you know what? This is cheap enough. I'm gonna try it just to see. Just a quick lease, 178 bucks. Yeah, let's try that. Now we just gotta wait. Oh, look at that. Perfect timing. The question is still, can I get this? Oh, not special. Okay, that's pretty slick, actually. I kind of like that. So let's go ahead and load this up. Now the real question, genuinely, is: can I get it to stay on this trailer? Because we all know that, well, there's not really a good way to strap down equipment. I mean, certain pieces of equipment now you can, and I believe certain trailers are better for that than others, but maybe having the pallet on here, we can strap down the pallet kind of situation. Alright, let's find out. I can definitely strap down the pallet, so maybe that'll be enough to hold this thing on. We'll get it back. I think this trailer might be just generally a little small, but as long as it does the job, who cares? Yeah, the weather just isn't wanting to work with us right now for planting. I mean, ground temperature is only 3 degrees Celsius. Now, it is only 8 a.m. As the day moves on, it might get better. We'll have to wait and see. We might end up waiting until tomorrow, but I would like to get our big field planted with that canola as soon as possible. But for right now, we're going to focus on goats. And I'll show you one issue that I've discovered that I'm not sure how it functions, but I'm going to make a few assumptions and run a couple of experiments, I think. Well, this whole map is an experiment, but with the goats, we're going to run an experiment to see if we need male goats. All the other animals are artificially inseminated with the exception of chickens. So, you know, cattle, sheep, you don't need a mix of male and female for those to oh, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do that. Yeah, you don't need a mix of male and female to get them to procreate. And I would like our goats to procreate. In other words, I want more goats. Oh, Jeffrey? I mean, Harv? So, yeah, I mean, we're going to buy some goats, but we don't want to have to buy every goat. We want to be able to make our own goats. We want a goat manufacturing unit. Alright, we're just going to park that up right there for now. Drop this trailer. Send it back to the store. And let's take a look at our goat pen. So we've already got water set up, so that's not a problem. But what we have here are brown goats, white goats, and black goats. However, the black goats are the males. Haven't seen a way to change that either. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy 20. 10 browns and 10 white ones. That's going to cost us $12,672, which isn't too shabby. So, oh, look at that. Goats a poppin'. There's goats all over the place. Wow. Impressive. And now we're going to open up our seasons menu. Actually, I want to get the water started. So, there we go. Nice water valve filling up the trough there. And now we're going to look at our seasons menu. And we select animals. We can see our goat stable. We do not have any food right now. Their cleanliness is 0, which makes sense since they don't even have food yet. And they have no production. I also don't see anything for if and or when they will procreate. So I'm going to try something right now. I'm going to put one male goat in there and see if that changes anything. So move one male, confirm. Let's hit our seasons menu. No. So my best guess at this point is that, oh, wait. I think I just found it over here. Brown goat, next animal in. And I don't know if that was there before. But nicely, this is taking into account the grass that's in the pen. So it's already showing that their food is partially full, and they can take advantage of eating this grass here. So that's working out nicely. Let's go grab a couple bales and fill up the food trough even more. Unless we don't need to. So we don't have any productivity yet. Yeah, the food trough is only half full, so I am going to throw some hay in there. We've got a few hay bales. Their health is 80%. That should improve as long as they have food and water and we keep the cleanliness up. Which should be a matter of scooping this area right here. Which in turn reminds me that I should have bought a bucket for our skid steer. Oops. We'll correct that later. So, let's grab a few bales. And then sometime in the not too distant future, once this lucerne comes in and our grass is completed, and I'm going to show you pretty much where we stand at this point. Now the only problem with this big bag handler is that it's going to want to grab the whole stack. And there's not really much we can do about that, so Yeah. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. That ought to help a little bit. I hope so, anyway. A little bit. Still not perfect, but it's a little bit. Alright. We'll take 2. Well, we are completely full of food at this point. Water looks good. Everything looks good for these 21 goats. I don't know if we needed that male goat or not. Because, honestly, I didn't see the procreation screen, or whatever you want to call it, before I bought the male goat. Alright. So, we're going to go take a look at our lucerne field again. And we're going to pull out our little doohickey, our lizard doohickey. And so, if you haven't used one of these before, what this is measuring, well, it's telling you your location on the map, 598 by 815 basically. It's telling you the elevation from sea level, 328. It's telling you the crop type, obviously lucerne. It's telling you how far along the crop is. So we're at 17% growth. The next one down is how much moisture is in the crop right now. That's at 74%. This leaf right here, this is telling us how fertilized the crop is. It's at 67%. Each application of fertilizer will be roughly 33.3%. So we know we've got 2 applications of fertilizer. We need to get 1 more. And then the ground moisture is 9% at the moment. So what we're really concerned with here is the amount of growth at the moment. I mean, right now all we're concerned with is the amount of growth, 17%, and the fertilizer, which we need 1 more application. So let's go ahead and get that done. Get it out of the way so it's not hanging over our heads, and God knows we have plenty of fertilizer. And plenty of lime. Probably enough lime. Well, I'm not going to say to last us the entire Let's Play, but it's going to last a good long time. Okay, well, yeah, a little forcing, I think, might have solved this problem. Yes, it's out. And I will not park this anywhere close to anything that even remotely resembles a post again. Yeah, we still have 4,000 liters of fertilizer. That should be plenty to get this job done. And I figured out what it was about the spray that was throwing me off too. The spray doesn't match the graphics. So, you know, you're only seeing a very narrow spray pattern coming out of the back, but it's spraying much, much wider, or spreading, I guess I should say, much, much wider. And that's what's throwing me off. You can see it right now. You see how it's only spitting out fertilizer, you know, a little bit to either side of the tractor, but on the field it shows that there's fertilizer all, you know, 12 meters away, or, you know, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's exactly what was throwing me off, was the narrow spread pattern. and then the wide dispersal pattern, or whatever you want to call that too. Well, well, it was cheap. I'll take cheap. Especially now, because if we're not careful, we're going to start running out of money. I'm going to have to get some contracts in today, I think. Keep an eye on that ground temperature. If we don't get the canola in today, it's not the end of the world. We got one more day, so... yeah, we got one more day. We'll be able to get it in tomorrow if we can't get it today. I mean, this spreader has a nice, you know, spread width on it and all of that, but I don't know. Not a big fan. If you like it, if that's your thing, more power to you. Got no problem with that, obviously. Play your game your way. That's what you do, man. Alright, I feel like I missed a little edge over here. And my anal retentive self just has to be sure that I didn't. So, I'll just take a look at the map and see. Yep, I sure did. And I have to make sure every square inch is covered. Why? I don't know why, because I do. That's the truth of it. I really don't know why I do some of the things I do sometimes. And I would bet most of you can say the same thing. Alright, let's get this tractor parked up. Or... yeah, you know what I mean. Let's put... okay, so maybe it is me, but still. I almost think this model was specifically designed now just to get hung up on posts. Because look at the way it just continues to wrap itself around this post no matter what I do or which direction I pull in. It's like, oh, you got within half a foot of a post. So, I'm going to sit here and be stuck on this post for all eternity. Because I can. Okay, that's it. Done. I've had it. Garage, where are you? Owned items. It doesn't have that much fertilizer in it. Except I'm not sure which one. Which one is which. Hurrah. Okay, so note to self, we need a new fertilizer spreader. We've got a lime spreader. I'll stick with that because it's got way too much lime in it to abandon, but yeah. We'll be buying a new fertilizer spreader at some point in the not too distant future, I would imagine. Oh, now we do have one other field that I want to take a quick look at. Right over here. Our day is moving along quickly, so I don't want it to get too far away from us, but we've got our grass. Now, according to field info, this is telling me that this grass is ready to harvest. But if I look at the little lizard doohickey here, it says it's only 7% growth. So if you know, mention it in the comments down below and let me know which one to follow. Do I need to wait for 100% growth here on the lizard tool, or can I go by the field info telling me that this grass is ready to harvest. Because if it's ready, I'd like to get it mowed down so that it can start regrowing for another harvest in the not too distant future. Anyway, I will bet one of you knows the answer to that question, and if you do, fill me in, please. Okay, so I made a command decision on the way to the store. Actually, no, I didn't. I made a mistake, and now I'm making up for it. So, what I did was I accepted that seeding contract instead of borrowing the equipment. So, what I did was get rid of that contract by failing it, basically, and decided it was time to buy a new fertilizer spreader. So, yeah, because there are fertilizer contracts, and as we all know at this point, fertilizer contracts usually pay reasonably well and are very quick. Quick and money and ease makes Harv a happy boy. So, while that's filling up, let's take a look at our contracts again. And we do have some fertilizing contracts. We've got one on field 40 for 3,000 and one on 36 for 2. Yep, we're going to start with the big ones and work our way down. And this time, all I have to do is accept the contract. So, let's find out where we're going. We're going to field 40, which is... oh, right over there. Okay. So is there a... no, not really. So I come down here, past the fuel point. It's going to be that big field on the left. Got it. I was kind of hoping I could just go straight through there, but that looks like a dead end. It's going to cut off in the field, so I'm going to have to come down here past the church. We can wave at all the parishioners as we go by. Probably need to start remembering to put my four-ways on. Again. This tractor does not have... oh, we can't go through there because there's road construction. But yeah, you'd think that a McCormick tractor would have beacons on it because I'm pretty sure it's a UK brand. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't McCormick a UK tractor brand? Anyway, this one doesn't. It's only got four-ways, so it is what it is. Even though I refit the Fendt 1050 to make sure that it had four-ways and proper safety features on it for UK maps at this point. But again, it is what it is. Alright, here's field 40 coming up here on the left. Open the gate. Yeah, this isn't bad. This is actually a really small field. Oh, I forgot. This one has a little quirk of... there's a gear that needs to drop here. There it goes. And now when we truck along, it'll start spreading. Yeah, piece of cake. Now all we got to do is look for that nice little pop-up that says, "You are complete." And I know some people get a little bit anal retentive about the fact that they want to finish the whole field even though the contract doesn't specifically require them to. I have no such qualms. I'm not going to spend any more money on fertilizer to finish this field than I have to, so I'm not going to try to make it perfect. I'm not going to get every line in place, just going to get the contract done. get it done, take the money and run, move on to the next one. Because, yeah, I mean, we got $168,000 at the moment, but the only income that we've got are these few contracts right now. So, yeah, we don't want to spend any more. And, you know, I still have a bunch of leasing fees coming up to get our own work done. And who knows, I mean, we might want more goats. We might want to get some sheep working, which is a very distinct possibility. We are going to have sheep at some point. It might not be until next year, next game year, but we are definitely going to get sheep going. I really want to try the, and I mentioned this in a previous episode, I want to try the meat sheep. See what it takes to raise sheep for the butcher. All right, how close are we here? 98%. Oh, there's a big patch right out in the... I didn't realize that big patch was sitting there. That will probably cover it for us. There we go. Contract complete. We will collect on that. And where's field 36? It can't be too far from here. Oh, it's back over by the shop. Of course it is, because why wouldn't it be? That's okay. They're going to pay us. We are accepting. Moving on. That's interesting that once the contract completed, the entire field appears to be fertilized. So, again, there's another reason not to feel bad about not doing it perfectly, because, well, the game is going to solve that problem for us anyway. The field owner did not get shortchanged by our lack of attention to detail. And you'll notice I picked up the Bruins fertilizer spreader. I've used this one over and over and over again. In fact, I used it quite frequently on Pacific Northwest. It was my lime spreader, actually. And, you know, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I like it. I'm really trying not to use the same equipment over and over again, because there's so much out there. And, you know, I'm the kind of guy who, you walk into a restaurant, you sit down, you find that one meal that you really enjoy, and that's all I ever order when I go to that restaurant. Because, you know, I don't want to try something new and then wish I had gotten that one meal that I really enjoy. So, I'm trying not to turn the Let's Plays into that one meal I really enjoy. I want to try new things, make some mistakes, and be okay with that. So, I think we're all right. Now, I've already got the big Fendt, and that's a pretty common tractor for me. I love the Fendt, I really do. You know, there's so many people out there going, oh, you should love the John Deeres, or you should love the Cases, or, you know, everybody gets on a tractor brand. Well, I hate to tell you this, but my brand is Fendt. Love them. Now, if this were real life and I had to drive a tractor in the field, I can't possibly say what that might be. I've seen a few videos of people using them in the field. Mike Mitchell, I think his name is. He's a big-time Canadian farmer, and he's used quite a few Fendts in the field, and with mixed results. Sometimes he loves them, sometimes he hates them. I think mostly he's kind of been frustrated by them. So he's probably not the biggest fan in the world, but he's also not a red or green guy either. He's a you know, whatever gets the job done, whatever they're going to offer to let me try out this month or, you know, this season. I'm a fan of that. If they'll let me do it for free, I'll happily take it from them. So, but you know, just from a gameplay standpoint, I just think they look awesome. I think they look great, and I like driving them. All done. All right. Well. Okay, so all the rest of our fertilizing contracts, it looks like we've got 3 more. They're all about the same price. We've got one on 34. How close is that? It should be close because we're on 30. Oh, yeah, it's right across the road. So let's grab that one next. 34. Literally right across the road. Assuming we can get through that little narrow gate there. Not this one. That one right over there. Oh, don't hit me. Don't hit me. Oh, that's a that's a barbed wire fence. Lynn, how do I get in there? Really, people? Come on. Give me a break. Now I'm going to be stuck. There's nothing I can do. Okay, maybe that other fertilizer spreader wasn't the fault of the fertilizer spreader. Maybe it was just my crappy driving. But still, it was frustrating me, so now it's gone. Goodbye, fertilizer spreader. I don't think it was just crappy driving, though. I think there was more to it than that. I think there were a few collision issues with that particular fertilizer spreader, although we still have one. One of the things that I do like about this particular spreader is that if you stop, it will stop. You have to be in motion for it to spread. I haven't touched a key other than to stop the tractor there, so I do like that little fact about this particular spreader. That doesn't help you, you know, when you turn around at the end of a field or something like that, but, you know, if for some reason you have to stop driving and forget to hit the thing, it's not just going to sit there and spew out all of your fertilizer. Which in real life would just burn up your crops and destroy whatever ground was around. This one ought to wrap up here pretty quick. There it is. Boom. And there we go. Another. That was the easiest 1,100 bucks I ever made. So our next is going to be. We've got 38 and 27. Well, 38's right there. 27. Where did 27 go? What am I missing? Oh, it's right there. Right next to the store. Okay. So 38. We're real close to. We'll go do that one first. Oh, that's sewing. What was I looking at? Oh, it's 29 and 27. I was looking at the wrong thing. So 29's right there. Okay, we do 29 next and then go up to 27. Got it. Oh, and I wasn't even paying attention, but so we went from early spring to mid-spring, and we've got everything starting to green up. We've got leaves on the trees, looking good. The fields are much greener. Yeah, this is much nicer now. I mean, it was nice before. You know, I don't know about you guys, but when spring rolls around, I think everybody is pretty much kind of ready for it anyway, but then once the leaves start to bud out and everything starts turning green again from being brown in the winter, it's just such a lovely time of year. I love it. Yeah, I think we probably will wait until next year on the sheep, just because I want to make sure we've got a good handle on the goats. And I kind of want, I'm going to take a look here in just a minute, but I'm wondering if it's even possible to add like an additional goat pen. So if I wanted more than 70 goats, can I have them and store them somewhere? Store them somewhere. I mean, you know, house them somewhere. Welcome to the goat warehouse. We package your goats. All right. Another contract bites us. You know, these are quick. Can't complain about that. Okay, we got 27. We will accept that one. But yeah, I'm real curious to find out if we could even possibly have more than 70 goats. Are these goats going to be dying on us, and how soon will they die? This is the UK. This is the UK, Harv, not the US. Left side of the road. Left side of the road. So we know pretty much every other farm animal in seasons will die on you. Old age, improper care, things like that. But what about the goats? That's what we're going to find out. Alright, where's the gate to get into this field? I think I see it. There we go. The UK certainly loves their gated fields and their hedges. What's with all the gates, UK folk? Not a judgment, just a genuine curiosity. Let me take that back. I mean, the US does the exact same thing. Everybody puts fences and gates around their fields. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people do. Plenty of cornfields within 10 miles of where I live that I could take my car and drive right into the middle of if I wanted to. This looks like a wheat field to me. I'd be very surprised if it's not. Done. Boom. Okay, that's it for the fertilizer. Oh, and our sowing contract is back, so I think maybe we should grab that. Field 14. How big is that? 11 acres, and they want us to use that little dinky sewing machine. Alright, I'm going to give that some thought. But I have to get the fertilizer spreader back to our farm anyway, so we're gonna hold that thought for a minute. Oh, that's not the contract I was trying to pick up. I was trying to pick up the big one on field 19. And that one has not returned. That's right. Now this field on our left, this is naturally planted with grass. And I'm wondering if maybe I shouldn't have plowed that and planted grass so that it could be fully fertilized and yield more. I'm not going to worry about that now. We'll see what we need to do when the time comes. Not that big an issue. Am I going to regret this? Am I going to regret backing this under here near these poles? It's a distinct possibility. All right, let's just leave that there for right now. I want to take a look at our goats again. That's our one male goat. He's got his ear tags on. Are those actually numbered? Nope. This apparently is just decorative. And our menu, we still have no goat production. We don't have any indicator about when we'll get the next animal. All right. So what I was thinking about just a little bit ago as we were checking out our goats, and I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner, but you know, when you have cows that produce milk in seasons, they have to give birth before they will produce milk. And now I'm kind of thinking that goats are going to be the same way. Pretty sure that's probably going to be the case. So our cleanliness is at 89%, so I'll need to take care of that sometime in the not too distant future. And yeah, I honestly believe at this point that we're going to have baby goats before we get any milk. And that could take several months. We'll check in again late spring, which will be tomorrow, next episode. But for now, I think I'm going to thank you all for coming along for the ride. I hope you enjoyed the episode. And if you did, please click the like and subscribe buttons down below. I know we didn't get a lot in today, mostly contract work, but it is necessary to keep the farm going. And we are just getting started in season, so every little bit helps. Thanks again for coming along. And until next time, take care.